Pegasus is a dishonest coward. Let's watch this.
Today we're going.
What made you feel this way, Gamma? Let's have a look.
Going to keep milking MrBeast because just when you thought it couldn't get worse in the marketplace of ideas, it in fact does. This time we're playing a bit of a different angle, and what I want to say is that some of your most favorite YouTubers, if you even watch these guys or like them that is, are some of the most cowardly, pathetic, manipulative individuals of all time. Quite literally some of the most untrustworthy individuals I have ever seen on YouTube.
True.
Recently, Pegasus uploaded yet another MrBeast video going over recent news in regards to the soggy cereal.
By the way, shout out Pegasus at that time, okay? Listen, a lot of his coverage, not great, but that motherfucker was dialed in on the ad revenue. That guy was making bank.
Video where Soggy Cereal's main point is to clarify any false allegations or manipulative framing of information levied by Dogpack. And already in the intro of the video, we see what I consider some of the most underhanded and
India, Pakistan? No, he's not from India. He lives in Indonesia, I think. Or like either Indonesia or like Malaysia? Like it's like a relatively affordable place to live, I think. This video has very I just killed 5 kids and I'm purple guy vibes. What the fuck does that mean?
Slimy, manipulative presentation of events that I have seen come from a mainline slop channel.
Okay, so we have some big updates to the MrBeast situation. Number one is my own.
He perpetuated misinformation and then secretly edited out the parts of his videos based so that he could keep the videos up and keep getting ad revenue. Based? Obviously, I'm joking. That's kind of fucked. But what are you gonna do? Sometimes you gotta.
Own personal calls with MrBeast because it's actually pretty interesting.
Funny.
Number 2, the soggy cereal videos that people are claiming quote unquote debunks everything and that all the
Yo, what happened to the soggy cereal guy? Is he still making videos? Hold on. Let's see what's up. Soggy cereal. I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal when I'm fucking finished the stream. Whoa. What's up with Katy Perry from this angle? Holy fuck, 137k views? Shit. Shit. Oh my god. So he has minimal success. And then he does like I mean some success. I don't want to say minimal. Elsa Gate, and then where's the MrBeast video? Where is the MrBeast video? Sort by popular. The truth about MrBeast 6 months ago. Was that only 6 months ago? I thought it was like last year. Anyways, whatever.
All the MrBeast allegations are fake. By the way, Soggy left out the fact that he was paid by.
He gives you F-slur vibes. Why? Why? Because he's a skinny white boy with a fringe and a decent jawline and no facial hair? Is your insecurity showing through? Okay, no, I'm joking. Don't take that personally with the insecurity. I'm trolling. He does need to be careful though, okay? Chat, you know me. When I see a hairline in danger, I need to talk about it. Look at that hairline. Look at how much thinner we are here than we are here. Do we understand? Look at the thinness. Look at the thickness. He's got to be careful. Got to get on that finasteride fast. Okay? Anyways, back to the video.
By a MrBeast employee to fly to North Carolina.
You obviously flew to
There's a reason why he's got his fucking soggy cereal.
America, right?
Yeah.
Did you cover those costs yourself, or did MrBeast in any way pay?
Since it was last moment and very expensive, Dustin, as far as I know, paid for those, and not on a MrBeast card. They said that it was on the card of like literally his name. I want to be completely transparent about that.
Automatically, we see some extremely manipulative doublespeak practices here. Pegasus starts off this video immediately attempting to discredit Soggy Cereal by implying that Soggy wasn't the most honest in regards to how he covered the story, utilizing this framing here. Quote unquote debunks everything, and that all the MrBeast allegations.
Yeah, I can tell you were really locked into this, Gamma, because like I don't remember any of this.
are fake, trying to frame him as dishonest by insinuating that Soggy Cereal had a monetary incentive to do all of this. This already is incredibly manipulative, especially when you take into consideration Pegasus' sort of smug tone and editing, guiding a non-critical viewer to believing that Soggy Cereal was paid off by MrBeast via a MrBeast employee. And honestly, this is to be expected because this is a narrative that a lot of people have ran with to try to paint this story that MrBeast is now paying people to run defense.
I mean, he bought him a flight, but I wouldn't call that paying.
For him. There's some criticism to be had here as well beyond that. All of a sudden, now that it is convenient to appeal to an audience you cultivated based on non-critical thinkers that wanted a reason to thoughtlessly
It's not nothing, for sure. It's definitely not nothing, but
hate on MrBeast because of performative outrage and moral grandstanding, now you want to be critical of those that are countering Dogpack's flimsy and poorly researched, if not definitively slanderous claims. Why would you not show this level of apprehension and critical skepticism towards Dogpack when he first levied his allegations on day one? Is this only a recent skill that you managed to pick up on, or are you doing this because it's convenient now? It definitely reflects in your—
Holy shit, Gamma is cooking this Pegasus fraud. Cooking the mud rat.
comment section too. The amount of people that are unwilling to consider both sides of the situation because of the implications you make in this video. Again, why not be this critical of Dogpack, especially since in the past you conveniently left out information in your coverage that reflects poorly on Dogpack's credibility, considering how he levied false allegations without evidence.
Was that said in the video, or is it somewhere in your description, just to really get it clear that that happened?
No, it's not in the video.
I mean, you know, I'm asking for like a kind of like a journalistic standard or something, I guess.
Mr. Journalistic Integrity left out that he was literally paid by one side. And then obviously—
I love the names always ruin the gravity of the situation. Soggy Biscuit made a video on Dog Cum 420, who then slandered Monkey Piz. Moist Critical then covered him. So real.
it makes him very biased.
Hey, it's not like there's such a thing as investigative integrity. It's not like there's such a thing as investigative integrity.
It's ironic you even say this at all, Pegasus, let alone have the balls to say it, considering that Dogpack falsely presented
I can't lie to you, Gamma. You're making some points here.
himself as a figure of authority, making it appear as if he was in the company for months and had all of this deep insider veteran information and that he knew the inner workings, when in reality, Dogpack knew nothing at all. Dogpack also got fired for being an incompetent employee that kept coming up with inappropriate ideas, which Dogpack himself admits and plays off as it being just a joke. Keep in mind, if your job is literally to come up with—
Yeah, how's Dogpack's channel doing nowadays? Fuck. I'm actually like so not caught up with any of this shit. What happened to Dogpack? WestJet made a video about it. So when I look up Dogpack, that's all that comes up. Let's see. Damn, that's it. That's it. He called it a day. Wow, that's it. He's cooked. He's fucking cooked. Holy shit. That's tough, eh? I love Gamma's graphic, soothing but engaging. True. He's probably being sued by MrBeast finally. As you can see, a little cease and desist. He's just a gay guy that was very pressed. Jesus.
come up with ideas to turn into productions, and you kept wasting my time by coming up with unusable garbage jokes like MrBeast buys 1,000 boobs or MrBeast tries X amount of drugs. I probably would also fire you for literally wasting company time doing nothing of value. Not to mention the fact that Dogpack went behind his employers' backs to purchase Apple Vision Pros despite being told not to by some of his CEOs.
Is that real? Gamma, is that fucking real? Dogpack was spending company money on an Apple Vision Pro? Bro, that's like the most overpriced, useless fucking Apple product that exists. Nobody even uses those things. You know how, like, bro, Apple Vision, that's so funny. Not to say that this is like the reason why you shouldn't buy one. Apple Vision Pro sales struggle. like bro, facing struggles and potential production cuts due to lower than expected demand. But the one person who wanted it was fucking Dogpack when he met up with MrBeast.
Seniors. Let's not move on too quickly though. I do agree that
He corroborates this in his tweet saying that he was buying productivity devices and later admitted that he bought one.
there is a criticism to be had against Soggy Cereal for not being directly transparent with its expenses being covered. There is definitely a conflict of interest that can arise from this particular point. You're correct, but to definitively say that there is a bias there is inherently bad faith. You don't know his intentions or motivations in that moment, so who are you to make this judgment in regards to bias? Again, why not be this critical of rumors being presented as serious allegations by Dogpack in regards to Lakoya, you know, the person that fired him? Do you not think there is also a definite bias there, potentially?
Yeah, it was really weird. He basically just trusted me like a best friend. He sent like super private things
Subscribe to Gamma.
about his new show that he's not allowed to show anyone. He completely trusted me after the conversation. He said a lot of stuff that you don't really say in public, you know, you just kind of say to friends.
Okay, but what is this supposed to imply? What exactly do you mean with this? You do realize that some people may interpret this in a worst case scenario type of situation, correct? People will make assumptions that he says some of the worst things imaginable. You say this guy trusted you, yet you immediately sidestep that trust by revealing that he confided in you with private information that he wouldn't say publicly. Yeah, Pegasus, I bet you're a great
No fucking shot. Hold on. Let me back this up.
Not allowed to show any. He basically just trusted me like a best friend. He sent like super private things about his new show that he's not allowed to show anyone. He completely trusted me after the conversation. He said a lot of stuff that you don't really say in public, you know, you just kind of say to friends.
Okay, but what is this supposed to imply? What exactly do you mean with this? You do realize that some people may interpret this in
what I will say. Pegasus was doing a lot of negative coverage of MrBeast. And what it sounds like Pegasus is trying to portray, this is where I will disagree with Gamma from what I'm hearing. It sounds like Pegasus felt that MrBeast was giving him this information and trying to be buddy and trying to cozy up with him in order to almost like get softer coverage. The same way that like Cameron F305 was trying to buddy up with Nick Diorio or buddy up with Aiden to try to get softer coverage of his allegations. It kind of felt like MrBeast was trying to do that same thing with Pegasus. That's the devil's advocate I'm seeing here for why Pegasus is bringing that up. I see why on your hand you would say that like, oh, like, well then if you felt like he was being your friend, why are you bringing this up? I think he's bringing it up specifically to be like, there is a not a power imbalance. There's a term for this. Like MrBeast clearly is incentivized to try to make Pegasus a friend because Pegasus is making these videos that are clearly negatively charged towards MrBeast. Yes, it does sound that way. I agree. However, framing it in a way that framing it in the way is a leading statement that shouldn't have been argued because of the bad faith interpretations. I'll keep watching. Let me just see what you have to say here.
In a worst case scenario type of situation, correct? People will make assumptions that he says some of the worst things imaginable. You say this.
Always be best friends with the news sources. Yeah, like that's how you can. Oh, I'm trying to make sure I get the best coverage possible.
Case scenario type of situation, correct? People will make assumptions that he says some of the worst things imaginable. You say this guy trusted you, yet you immediately sidestep that trust by revealing that he confided in you with private information that he wouldn't say publicly.
To be fair, okay, so again, to disagree with you, Gamma, here, even if MrBeast trusted Pegasus, Pegasus doesn't know MrBeast. Pegasus has never worked with MrBeast. Pegasus doesn't owe MrBeast a damn thing. So if Pegasus wants to say, this motherfucker's an idiot, I don't know why the fuck he was trying to trust me with all this shit. Feels like he was trying to groom me into being his friend. Not groom in a sexual way, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, Pegasus.
I think Pegasus is fully allowed to say, fuck that guy, here's what he said, yada yada.
I bet you're a great guy to trust given all of these manipulative practices you've been putting to use and your lack of integrity.
People treated this.
You can talk about the lack of integrity, I can agree with that, but I will say that like whether or not Pegasus is a trustworthy guy because MrBeast spoke to him on Discord or whatever the fuck, and Pegasus went and like spoiled all that shit. I don't think that matters. Like he doesn't owe MrBeast a goddamn thing, so it is what it is. But that's basically my only disagreement with you so far in this video. I don't disagree that there was more than likely MrBeast's motives. I don't like when people make leading statements. True, that's fair, but at the same time, I don't think Pegasus is wrong for what he said there about the because it did feel like MrBeast was trying to almost like push. Yeah, it is a very nitpicky critique, yeah. But again, I do feel like MrBeast was clearly trying to like get Pegasus on his side and start to move his coverage to be pro MrBeast.
Did this video like the best video on YouTube, the holy grail, and it did introduce new info and prove that Dogpack got a lot of stuff wrong, but so did Soggy. He just took the word of MrBeast employees as gospel, and he did not mention that they paid for his flight to North Carolina. That is a massive bias and compromises your integrity by leaving that out of the video.
The absolute irony here is immeasurable. When Dogpack's first and second videos came out, people also treated that video as the best video on YouTube respectively. You also complain about Soggy taking these
True, that shit was like the holy grail when those videos came
employees
out.
at face value. However, you and countless other individuals did the same thing with Dogpack, and Dogpack was largely a lying and manipulative, non-credible source that realistically had no experience in the company.
I remember we were like kind of worried that MrBeast games that were on Amazon Prime weren't going to come out. And then like for a while I forgot about them. And then I met this really cool chick in like December. And I watched the entire series from December to like mid-January. Fantastic. Good series. I was getting so baked. That bitch loved fucking hitting the bong, bro. Holy shit. Took her forever to get baked. I was getting baked off of one rip. I'm such a fucking lightweight. Because I just don't smoke like that. I don't even smoke that much anymore. I barely smoke. Did I actually watch it though? Yeah, 100%. Okay, shut the fuck up.
In the company. At the very least,
Yes.
in Soggy's case, these are
Yes, I saw most of the minutes.
seasoned, long-term employees being interviewed. Also, let's slow down. I do
Terrible.
agree with Pegasus here to an extent. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy. Yes, Soggy
We paused it, okay?
did take these employees at face value and should have been more critical. My personal solution to this would be to include Dogpack's defenses to their claims here as well, so that the investigation could be less one-sided and
Yeah, bro. Bro, bongs are crazy, dude. Bongs are crazy. You gotta clean that shit too.
more thorough, so the common audience can draw their own conclusions and takeaways from mostly hearsay, quote-unquote evidence, if that makes any sense. However, Dogpack literally dodged Soggy's interview and keeps dodging critical concerns and interviews from countless others as well. So at that point,
You're ripping it right now, yeah. Fuck. Hopefully there's a joint downstairs. I kind of want to go rip. And when I mean that, I mean like a wrist joint. I mean a wrist shit. Hopefully there's something downstairs waiting for me. I don't want to roll anything, but I do want to hit something before I go to bed.
Dogpack made his own bed, unfortunately. I do believe, however, he deserved a chance to fight his position, though. Also, again, Pegasus, who are you to make the judgment call that there is a bias here, when again, you're significantly more biased and uncritical? But hey, that's my opinion.
I will say, much like most YouTubers, Pegasus was definitely biased to covering the subject matter in a way that, you know, his audience wants him to cover it. That's why all the videos were, for the most part, negative towards MrBeast, even in scenarios where MrBeast was starting to do positive things. I don't think weed is bad, but don't let it turn you into a regard. Brother, one day I will make a video about weed, but I unironically got like somewhat addicted to weed pens for like a while because some chick got me smoking them. Like I was like seeing this chick. Fuck, bro. Women are dangerous, okay? And I'm a little regarded. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just glad that I don't really smoke that much anymore.
And if you
There's a conflict of interest, so when it comes to making an informational based video, you can hardly get to the claim prestige is my issue. Yeah. Because the other thing is you're making these videos, but you know that your audience wants you to be like, fuck MrBeast. So obviously you're going to slant that way. It's why, like, bro, you watch me make a video on Hassan Piker. If it's negative, it gets 5,000 views. If it's positive, it gets 1,000 if I'm lucky. Like, even if I give him minimal pushback, people get fucking upset. The Tectone video, actually, here, great example. When I made my video on Tectone, and I was like, his dad is a fucking... Hold on, look at the thumbnail. Here it is. Yeah. Like, people got so mad. People got so mad at me. Ladies and gents, last week, but like the reality is his dad is a grapist. Like he picks grapes, okay? He picked 14 cases of grapes, okay? And all that there is here, like, look at these. How did Hamas win? He wants to hold someone else's crimes over Tectone's head. Bro, because Tectone fucking Tectone is the fucking guy who decided to invoke his father as a defense of the American military. This is not a good look, not gonna lie. Trying to give Hassan any W is a major L. Bro. Cringe sleepy. And then I get fucking ratioed when I say I think it was cringe when Tectone's dad was found guilty of 14 counts of sexual harassment and assault. Sometimes a creator has to take the L. And I got ratioed on my own video. Brother, this is I don't play these fucking team sports. If I see regardation on either side, I will call it out. And yet, because it's about team sports, because YouTube is largely about algorithms and getting recommended based on what your interests are, because I sided with Tectone on the first one, which I literally did. I'm like I'm literally pro Tectone in this video. But because I side with him here, because I'm against Hassan here, because I'm against Hassan in this one, because I'm against Hassan in this one, once I make a video against Tectone, everybody's like, well, I thought you were going to be pro Tectone. I can't believe you did this. And it's like, bro, I don't play team sports. I play the facts. If the facts are against you, I'm going to fucking own you. Like, it is what it is. And one day I'm going to get owned when the facts are against me. This is how content works. It's not that deep. Don't get mad. Where were we? What are the comments saying? What are we saying? If it's bad about Hassan, it gets 5,000 likes. If it's positive about Hassan, it gets 5,000 comments. Yeah, literally. We love our fair king. Thank you, Pedal Pop. Tectone deserved to get R'd for this, I can't lie. He was literally pulling a Frogan the entire time, ironically enough, yeah. Yeah, guys, let me throw shots, but when shots are thrown right back at me, I'm gonna cry and say, how dare you. He literally cried. Unfucking real. Okay, let's finish this Gamma video.
If you think you couldn't fit it in, it was a 1.5 hour video. You have to say if you got paid. It's like, you know, it's like if you're doing a sponsorship for a product, you have to say you were sponsored. Otherwise it compromises, you know, what you're saying. It's literally illegal to do that, right?
I agree that Soggy should have disclosed what the expenses were and who they were paid by, but to compare that to a sponsorship and disclosure legalities is so manipulative and dishonest. It will literally draw your audience.
Let me back that up.
And if you think you couldn't fit it in, it was a 1.5 hour video. You have
critical. But hey, that's my opinion.
And if you think you couldn't fit it in, it was a 1.5.
So is he talking about the flight being paid for? He's comparing that to a Samsung Galaxy fucking sponsorship. Is that real?
To say you were sponsored. Otherwise it compromises, you know, what you're saying. It's literally illegal.
I'd say it's important to mention that you got flown out, but I don't think that's at all like the same thing.
Legal to do that, right?
Like, I think it'd be more like, oh yeah, like they compensated my whole time to like go and interview them and then make the video. Like that would probably be a bit better of a video or a bit better of an argument. Like I wouldn't compare this to a Samsung sponsorship.
Right?
I agree that Soggy should have disclosed.
I think it'd be more like, I don't even know what to compare it to. I'd say it's like if Samsung flew you out to a Samsung event, but it'd be more like if Samsung flew you out because somebody was making false allegations about Samsung and like you were already pro Samsung but couldn't afford to go see the Samsung event. I guess, man, it's 4 a.m. I'm fucking retarded right now.
Disclose what the expenses were and who they were paid by, but to compare,
it's like if Diddy flew you out to do an interview. Sure, we'll go with that. Sure. What the fuck does that mean?
That to a sponsorship and disclosure legalities is so manipulative and dishonest. It will literally draw your audience to form the worst possible conclusions in the case of Soggy being compromised, which realistically just isn't provable or fair to conclude without additional evidence. It's honestly so disgusting how you load your rhetoric with such bad faith assessments.
Keep in mind, as we go through this video, some of this info
Gamma has, I've always liked his little character. It's a good character.
Was literally impossible for us to know before this video came out. The only reason Soggy knew any of this stuff is because he had access to private information that none of us did, like that Dustin guy reached out to him. Even CoffeeZilla could not get a single interview about anything, but somehow Soggy gets it. And then he sits on his high horse after the fact. You should have known all of this. Like,
again, even more dishonesty from Pegasus here. Yes, that information was not available to us in the past, which is why we should have been skeptical of Dogpack's claims and have assessed them with critical thought. Also, CoffeeZilla's investigation was in regards to crypto and Jimmy's connection to it. So to draw a direct comparison here to Dogpack using someone's recording without consent and us not knowing is simply not equatable. Of course, that employee would want to correct the record on an active investigation and something that directly affects him. Then he sits on his high horse about how he should have known, Pegasus says. Well, Pegasus, Soggy sits on his high horse about how Jake Weddle and Dogpack in tandem should have known. Because, well, Dogpack as
Bro, how crazy is it? Speaking of fucking people and their dads being rapists. How crazy is it that Jake Weddle, after everything, we find out that his dad like molested a child that did like swimming lessons? How fucking crazy is that? I would have never expected that out of the MrBeast situation. Like, I know I'm supposed to be commenting on Pegasus right now, but like, I hear Jake Weddle and all of a sudden I start thinking about his dad. Like, fuck.
As a former employee, could have asked more questions to make reasonable conclusions from Jake's testimonies. So yes, Dogpack and Weddle should have known.
Okay, so he
CoffeeZilla has good skin. Interesting comment.
says I add no value to the viewer. Apparently millions of people are watching for zero value. Apparently all of you guys are just brain dead. You should be watching pseudo-intellectuals such as...
To be fair, Pegasus, it's not, listen. Man, I hate when, I hate, bro. What is, do you guys know what my channel is, like what my branding is on my channel? I've changed it before, but do you know what it is now? Internet Yap. Internet Yap. That's all I'm doing, folks. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm not anything better. I just yap and people sometimes listen. I'm not like, maybe I'm trying to be intellectual sometimes, okay? Or maybe I'm trying to be, but I'm not gonna claim to be an intellectual or some shit, okay? I think I'm somewhat smart and I make my videos. Pegasus, get off the fucking horse, okay? You make slop. You make MrBeast slop.
people are watching for zero value. Apparently all of you guys are just brain dead. You should be watching pseudo-intellectuals such as people
Yes, the average Pegasus viewer is brain dead. I'm sorry to tell you.
who take 3 months for a video and then don't disclose they got paid. Maybe the value is me. Maybe the value...
Got paid. Got paid. Pegasus, they flew him out. Sure, he should have disclosed that. Got paid. Brother.
It was summarizing drama that people don't have time for.
Holy shit, MrBeast, 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 MrBeast. Bro, I appreciate the milk. I appreciate the grind. I respect the amount of money you made and the grind that you went through. Give me a break, bro. Yes, your audience is retarded. Accept it. It is what it is. They like hearing you yap about MrBeast. Big whoop.
You don't add value. You're dishonest and embellish information. You also...
By the way,
Maybe the value-
if Pegasus was smart, here's what he would do. He would see this pink sauce video, how it got 400k views. What he would have done to be genius, look, even the KSI one got 1.1 mil. He should have done MrBeast video, random video, MrBeast video, random video, MrBeast video, because then those random videos still would have gotten decent views.
Value is summarizing drama that people don't have time for.
You don't add value. You're dishonest and embellish information. You also...
These videos are here forever, ever. Okay.
So in some cases, don't disclose information that would add more reasonable conclusions because your audience, in fact, is comprised of brainlets that thrive off of outrage.
Did you ever pay attention to the... She hacked his computer live on stream. Is that real? I just remember the song that Jake Weddle's ex made.
Bait. You do not...
Say it again. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Tell the world who I am. Right?
provide anything except dishonesty, manipulative framing, and loaded rhetoric. Even in this case, you take a shot and attempt to smear Soggy for the third time for being biased without having definite evidence for that conclusion. This entire video is a testament to this assessment. All you're doing here is speaking from ego and have no real argumentation.
Apparently all of you guys are just brain dead. That people actually have lives and they just want to hear what's going on quickly and in one place.
Great appeal to association, Adham, buddy. Great appeal to bandwagon fallacy, buddy. You sure showed him. You sure do provide intellectual value and summarize things with integrity. Debate bro joke aside, Pegasus' video largely remains the same and doesn't have any real strong argumentations against Soggy. It's just mostly ego shots. However, he does have some valid concerns, so I do want to offer some charitability to Pegasus. I personally also believe that there are...
Ooh, is Gamma going to play devil's advocate here?
Some things that Soggy should have pushed harder on and should have shown more conclusive information on and more critical thought and less egregiously framing events against Cam Nuggets for an own on Dogpack, if you get that reference. I do believe Soggy Serial needs to be held up to scrutiny as well, and there are criticisms to be brought up his way, but Pegasus ain't that guy. So instead I'm going to plug harmful opinions here as he does a great job at being critical of Soggy.
Oh shit, okay. Based. I guess I'll watch those eventually.
and got the video out before I could because I'm lazy and only make videos on weekends. Also, I believe that Harmful Opinions is a much better creator than I am, so just go watch this video.
All right, Gamma. Don't cuck yourself out to this fucking guy. All right. Stand on your business. Stand your base. All right. You are a good creator. Okay. Don't say anybody's better than you. Okay. Don't say that. Ain't nobody better than me. All right. Maybe they're better than you at that specific topic. All right. How about that?
Anyways, that's all I got for today. So thanks.
Good video, Gamma. I appreciate it. This will be a clip on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. All right. I think I'm pretty much done. It's like 4:16 a.m. I've streamed for over 4 hours. I'm fucking exhausted. What about Jesus? If Jesus had a YouTube channel, yeah, he'd probably be better than mine, but I don't think he does, so I don't got to worry about that.